Yeah, you can get started.
As part of the Yoga system, so we were going through the based on the question from Vasistha. Based on the question from Rama, Vasistha was answering. He was giving the response to Rama's question, which was saying who was Vyasa. Why is Vyasa here? Not Sukha. Why did Sukha reach Brahman? So Vasistha gave the answer, saying that he's also Brahman, but he is a Sadeha Brahman. That means Sadeha Mukta, which means that the person who is with the body at this point. But he is there for the welfare of the society. So myself, Vishwamitra, and Vyasa, we are all similar. We have all reached Brahma, realized Brahma, but we are there to help the society. While explaining that, he started getting into the how people take births. So most people take a birth based on their vasanas. So we take birth to help the society, and the few who take the birth for a reason, and just like you. So that's what he told to Rama. And then, based on that conversation, he got into the destiny and will. So explain destiny is based on your pura karmas. Whatever is happening now is based on the what you have done in the past. But you what is going to happen, you can change it with your will, because based on how you perform the current action, if that the result of the current action can transcend the previous the results from the previous actions. So it's been the destiny and will, and he got into the explanation of importance of doing karma. And then as part of it, so to reach Brahman, you have to do three things. You have to focus on Shastram, which is the uh, knowledge imparted by the rishis, and satsangam, whom you are staying in sangha with people who are in the same direction, doing the same things. Satacharana, doing the right things are what was defined in Shastras. So if you do those things, then slowly you will you will reach the Brahman one day. And then we got into Sadhana Chatushtayam while explaining the how to do Sadacharam, right? And as part of it, so do the sadhana uh, first. For you need to understand you need to have the vivekam. You get the vivekam. It's a vivekam of nitya nitya vivekam. So in a sense, this thing you need to understand what is permanent and get the peace of mind. More. So only when with the peace of mind you get that, and then vairagya, which has to come naturally. The third is shamadama shadgunas. So shama, antarendriya nigraham, ahankaram chittam buddhi. So they form the very which is outer senses. So first inner senses, then outer senses, then Shraddha. So until you have an experience, you have the experience of Brahman, follow the instructions and do things which are necessary, but having placing the trust. That's called trust on the Shastras. Then Uprati, so going inside, ignoring, completely ignoring the outside and staying inside. Samadhanam, which is focusing on Brahman, which is forgive, learn to forgive. And the last one, mumukshatvam. Mumukshatvam is the desire to reach Brahman. So for people, anybody who wants to reach Brahman have to practice these. Mm. Then he gets into the Jnanendriyas, explaining Jnanendriyas, which is the the five senses, the outer senses, and then he explains both inner senses and outer senses in detail. But these have to be under under your control. So you have to get them. First thing, outer senses have to be under the control. Then slowly, um, inner senses will stay in its place. Slowly, they come under your control. So to be able to get to the Brahman, you once you have all these things under your control, then you will be able to experience Brahman one day. So he explained all that and then explained how Vasistha and how he and Vishwamitra both got jnanam from Brahma. So he explained that he taught me this, and he taught second time when I was with Vishwamitra and started explaining um, how he how he got the jnanam. So Rama asked the question. So I mean, why did what kind of jnana Brahma gave to you? So he started explaining. Okay, there was nothing, and from the nothingness, just like wave comes from the ocean, Nirvana, Nabhi, Brahma means Brahma is Brahma, when he came out of it, he looked around in different directions to understand what needs to do, what needs to be done. Then he wants to do, or he realized he need to do creation. Once he started the creation, all the beings came out of it based on their purva karmas. Again, there's no he suggested there's no point in going into when did this Srishti start, because when you Srishti started, everything was pure. Now, vasanas were the result of individual. Every individual has a uh, has picked up these vasanas on the way. So he explained that and then said that do not get into those things because you will never get an answer. Just like the seed and the plant. Um, After that, he basically realized that these beings to get to get out of the papas, and also for them to get to some state, he gave the Shuddhi sadhanas, which are the cleaning up your mind, and also they can remove the papas and make you better person, better individual. And then he but he also realized that this does not give moksha. So to get moksha, I mean, the Shuddhi sadhanas pretty much are karma sadhanas. So they tell you how to do tapas, how to do dhanam. Um, it's how to be in dharmam, satyam dharmam. So while practicing that, the intention is you will purify your mind and be in get to the state where you can go to the next stage, which is he calls it moksha sadhana, sakshat sadhana. So the name of the jnanam he calls it nirvanam. So through the he basically explained he further explained the details of that by first he took the simple because he wanted to give it to somebody who was in that state. So with his sankalpa, I was born Vasishta, and then I was born, and then he called me. Once I was born, I was looking at him. He called me, son, come here. And then gave me, he wanted me, he put me in Ajnana for one muhurta time. He asked me a question. Um, and once he put me in Ajnana, thus I was in sorrow. And he asked the question, why are you in sorrow? Do you need me to um, take out the sorrow? So I said yes. Then he started giving the jnana. The jnana he gave us in two parts. The same thing. Shuddhi sadhana. He explained, and it's a kriya. It's called kriya sadhanas or And then once it pretty much this is for the this for the people who are going to be in Pravritti Marga. Once they get to the state where they have the Vivekam, I mean they have Vivekam and Vairagyam, or they in the Nivritta state, then he then he need to be given the Jnana which is Siddhi Sadhana, which is Nirvanam. So put together these two, Kriya Kanda and Jnana Kanda, it's called Vedam. So we can probably stop here. We can continue tomorrow. But this is after giving this uh, information, he wanted me to impart this knowledge to everybody in this universe until the end of this creation. So that's why I'm here. Okay. So let's get into the meditation. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers, close your eyes, listen the breath.